I studied 8 hours a day. No phone, no music, no breaks longer than 5 minutes. And I still failed. If that sentence made your stomach drop, stay with me. Because this video isn't about working harder. It's about why working harder quietly ruins students and creators, and what finally fixed it for me. Let me rewind. I was that student who did everything right. Woke up early, made timetables, watched productivity videos at 2 a.m., highlighted every page like it was art. 8 hours of studying felt productive. It looked disciplined. Everyone around me said, "Wow, you're grinding." Then the results came. Bad grades, low retention, zero confidence. That moment messes with your head, because when effort doesn't equal results, you stop trusting yourself. You start thinking, maybe I'm just not smart enough. But here's the first hard truth. Studying longer doesn't mean you're studying better. And once I understood why, everything changed. Here's what was actually happening during those 8 hours. The first hour was decent. The second hour was okay. By hour 3, my brain was tired. By hour 5, I was just staring at words. By hour 8, I couldn't remember what I studied at hour 1. I wasn't learning, I was surviving. And most students live here. You sit at your desk forever, not because it's effective, but because it makes you feel less guilty. That guilt is dangerous, because guilt convinces you that time spent equals progress. It doesn't. Here's the mistake nobody explains. Your brain is not a storage device. It's a muscle, and I was overtraining it every single day. Think about it. You wouldn't do bicep curls for 8 hours straight and expect growth. You'd get injured. Same thing with your brain. So what actually worked? It wasn't motivation. It wasn't a new app. It wasn't waking up at 5 a.m. It was changing how I used my time, not how much time I used. Here's the first shift that saved me. I stopped measuring study by hours. I started measuring it by output. Instead of asking, did I study 8 hours? I asked, what can I explain without looking? That question changes everything. Because suddenly passive studying stops working. Reading notes feels productive until you close the book and forget everything. Rewatching lectures feels safe until the exam asks something slightly different. So I did something uncomfortable. After 30 to 45 minutes of studying, I closed everything. No notes, no book, no Google. And I tried to explain the topic out loud like I was teaching a friend. At first, it was embarrassing. I couldn't explain much. That hurt. But that pain, that was the signal. That's how you know learning is happening. Here's the micro shift. Study for 40 minutes, close everything, explain for 5 minutes. If you get stuck, that's not failure. That's the gap you actually need to fix. This alone doubled my retention. But there was another problem: burnout. Even with better methods, I was exhausted because my days had no structure, just long blocks of I should be studying. That creates mental pressure. So I built a stupidly simple system. 3 blocks, that's it. Block 1 was deep study, 1 subject, 1 goal, no multitasking. Block 2 was light work, revision, flashcards, organizing notes. Block 3 was recovery, walking, stretching, music, nothing that felt like effort. No studying outside those blocks. And here's the scary part. I studied less total hours, and my results went up. Why? Because my brain finally trusted that rest was allowed. When you never rest, your mind stays tense. Tense minds don't learn well. Now let's talk about procrastination, because some of you aren't failing because you study wrong. You're failing because you can't start. I was there too. I'd sit down, open the book, suddenly feel tired, suddenly need water, suddenly remember a random YouTube video. Here's the truth. You're not lazy. Your task is just too big. So I stopped saying, I'll study this chapter. I started saying, I'll study 1 page. That's it. 1 page. No pressure, no promises. And here's the weird thing. Once I started 1 page, my brain relaxed. The resistance disappeared. Most days, 1 page turned into 10. But even if it didn't, I still won, because consistency beats intensity anytime. Keep. Now here's the final shift, and this one is big. I stopped studying to feel productive. I started studying to feel clear. If I finished a session confused, it didn't count. If I finished tired but confident, it did. That mindset changed everything, because clarity creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum, and momentum beats motivation every single time. So if you're studying 8 hours a day and still failing, please hear this. You're not broken. You're not stupid. You're just using a system that rewards time, not understanding. Tonight, try this. 1 focused block, 1 clear goal, 1 explanation out loud, then stop. Rest without guilt. Do that consistently, and I promise things will shift. If this video hits you, don't just watch and move on. Try it tonight, not tomorrow, tonight.
We're not here to grind ourselves into burnout. We're here to get smarter, calmer, and more confident together. Let's level up.